All right, if you've ever dreaded sitting down to write an academic paper, then you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down some ultimate academic writing hacks. And trust me, they're going to make your life so much easier, faster, smarter, and way, way less stressful.
You know that feeling, right? Staring at a blinking cursor on a blank page? Feeling like you're literally drowning in a sea of research papers? Maybe even starting to panic about plagiarism? Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing. What if the solution isn't about pulling all-nighters and working harder, but about working smarter? And that's really the big idea here. Getting good grades isn't some secret club you're not invited to. It's all about having a few clever strategies, or hacks, if you will, up your sleeve. So let's dive into our first one, which tackles a massive research headache. Okay, hack number 1. Find criticisms instantly. Now, you know one of the hardest parts of academic writing? It's showing that you're thinking critically. Your professor doesn't want a book report, right? They want you to engage with the debates and the critics. But man, finding those critics can feel like looking for a needle in a haystack. So let's say your essay is on groupthink. You go to your usual search engine, you type it in, and what do you get? A million articles that all say the same thing, just defining the term over and over. But finding someone who actually challenges the idea? Good luck. That's where this first hack is a total game changer. Okay, look at this. The solution is so simple, it's almost funny. You just add one little word to your search on Google Books, criticism or critics. All of a sudden, you're not just getting definitions. You're basically telling the search engine, hey, skip the intro stuff, show me the actual debate, show me the good stuff, the arguments. It just cuts right through all that noise. Yeah, it's really that simple. Go to Google Books, type criticism plus your concept, and boom, you've got instant scholarly critiques. In just those 3 steps, you've unlocked a whole new level of research. You're finding the exact ammo you need to turn a boring summary into a sharp, critical analysis. All right, on to hack number 2, paraphrase like a pro. Let's talk about something that gives pretty much every student anxiety, plagiarism. It's this big, scary word, right? We know we have to use sources, but how do we do it right without getting into trouble? Well, the secret isn't to avoid using sources. It's to get really, really good at paraphrasing. Think about it. Direct quoting, it has its place, I guess, but it's a total minefield. You've got all these complicated rules for page numbers, indentation for long quotes, and the risk of accidental plagiarism is super high. Paraphrasing, on the other hand, it's the smarter play every time. It's way safer, the rules are simpler, and this is the big one. It actually shows your professor that you understand the material. Seriously, think about that list of rules for quoting: indentation, punctuation, brackets, page numbers. It's a lot. But to paraphrase effectively, you really only need to remember 2 things. That's it, just 2. And here they are. Rule number 1, reword the idea in your own words, but, and this is important, keep the original meaning. Rule number 2, add a citation and make sure the full reference is in your reference list. If you just nail these 2 steps every single time, you're golden. No more plagiarism stress. Okay, hack number 3, write the perfect introduction. So picture this. You've used our first hack to find some amazing critical sources. You're feeling confident about paraphrasing them with hack number 2, but now you actually have to start writing. And that blank first page can be totally paralyzing, but it doesn't have to be, not when you have a simple formula. And that formula has a name, TEOS. It's a super easy to remember acronym for the 4 essential ingredients of a killer intro: topic, aim, overview, and significance. Seriously, just think of it like a checklist. Run through TEOS and you'll know you've hit every single point your professor is looking for, right in that first paragraph. So let's break it down. First up, T is for topic. This is simple. Don't waste time with a fluffy opening. Your very first sentence should state exactly what your assignment is about. No mystery. Just be clear and direct. Next, A is for aim. Now listen up, because this is probably the single most important sentence in your entire introduction. You need to tell the reader exactly what your essay or report is going to do. Something like, this essay will argue that. It's your thesis statement, plain and simple. Then we have O for overview. Think of this as the GPS for your reader. You're giving them a quick roadmap of where you're about to take them. Just briefly outline the main sections. First, this paper will explore X, then it will analyze Y, and finally it will conclude by discussing Z. It shows your professor you've actually got a plan and you're not just making it up as you go.
And finally, S is for significance. This is where you answer the big so what question. Why should anyone care about this topic? This is your chance to connect your paper to the wider world. Link it to a real-world problem, a current event, something that shows this isn't just an academic exercise. It actually matters. Okay, our last one, hack number 4, argue with the however factor. This one gets right to the very heart of what academic writing is all about, building a strong argument. Because let's be real, a great essay is never just a list of facts. It's a debate on paper. And this simple little trick, what we're calling the however factor, is the key to making that happen.
The structure is so simple, it's beautiful. Here's how it works. Part 1, you present the first perspective. Part 2, you use a magic transition word, like however. Part 3, you introduce the contrasting perspective. And then, and this is the most important part, Part 4, you deliver your verdict. You step in and explain which view is stronger and why.
And you can see exactly how this works in a real example. So on one hand, you have what Cream and Baker are arguing. Then you see that pivot. However, on the other hand, introducing Jewett's counterargument. But the real magic, the A+ move, is that last sentence. The writer doesn't just leave you hanging with two different opinions. They make a judgment call. They say Jewett's argument is great in theory, but in the real world, the other option is more practical. That right there, that is critical thinking in action. So let's just pull it all together. We've got finding criticisms instantly with a simple search trick, paraphrasing like a pro with just 2 rules, writing the perfect intro every time with toss, and building a killer argument with the however factor. See, these aren't just little tricks. They're the fundamental building blocks that will make you a more confident, more critical writer. What these hacks really do is empower you to stop being a parrot who just repeats information and start being a scholar who builds their own powerful arguments. So I have a question for you. Your next deadline is probably looming, right? Which one of these hacks are you going to use first?